about something that is a super easy concept, but a lot of people are afraid of it, and that's secondary dominance. All a secondary dominant chord is a chord other than the one and the five of a scale that's used with the dominant voicing. So, what is a dominant voicing? And why are we talking about this? Let's go into Studio One so I can show you better. But first, what's up, everybody? It's CMP with Craftmaster Productions and Studio1Tutorials.com. Don't forget to stop by Studio One Tutorials, pick up your premium membership. It's 50 cents a day. Also, please do not forget to stop by CMPKits.com and get yourself the certified Loverboy arrangements for Studio One. Get the Baby Keem arrangements for Studio One. You get the certified Loverboy chords presets for ripcord and scalar. Get the new Abyss pack from Tick, or get, if you're a sample maker, get the new textures pack from Pupilless Society. He's got like 3.7 gigs of textures. It's nuts, right? So let's go ahead and just jump into the DAW, right? I want to show you guys what a dominant chord is first, right? So we can kind of make this easy. If you're used to looking at Studio One and you're used to looking at the chord track, you come up and you know that we have this excellent tool here that we can use to kind of just help us out with this music theory, right? So a dominant chord, when you look at it in the context of the chord selector, right, it's going to be this 7, right? You notice that you have a major 7 and then you have this this flattened 7, right? And this, whenever you see this, whenever you see a chord like C7, what that's telling you is that's C7, that's a dominant 7th, right? And this is important because the function that dominant chords have is they are the chords that have like the strongest resolution back to your one chord. Okay. So why are secondary dominants important? Secondary dominants are one of the key devices that we use to grab notes from another scale, add them to our composition, and add, you know, more color and flavor so that our music doesn't sound like we're complete amateurs who have scale helper on, right? So it's going to add more color, it's going to add more soul to your stuff. So how do you apply it, right? Well, say we have a VST like Omnisphere, and we're starting out with you know, a piano patch, and I go ahead and I put in a D minor chord, right? So I'll go here, here, every other note in the scale, like we know how to do. So we'll do, you know, we'll have this first chord. And then I'll say, okay, I want to start building a progression. So maybe I will go to the 6th chord, right? And we'll do a 6, 3, 6, 1, 3, right? Every other note in the scale. And I'm looking at this voicing and I'm like, this voicing's kind of, you know, kind of weird for what I'm doing. So let me just do, you know, bounce those 2 notes down so we get something like this. And then say I want to say, okay, now let me go ahead and add a 5 chord in, and that's going to kind of resolve everything, right? So we'll go ahead and do every other note in the scale, right? And then maybe I'll invert these 2. Now, that's a cool progression. It works, but it's super basic. Anybody could do it. There's nothing like really special about it. You put scale quantize on and you click around randomly and you're going to get something like that. It's not like super fun. You're not like showing off skills. So maybe if we want to, if we wanted to start injecting our own type of flavor into this, I could say like, all right, I'll make this a 9th, right? So my first chord will be a 9th. And I'll go back here and I'll say, maybe I'll make this a 7th, right? do some inversions and see where it lands. All right, so that sounds cool. Maybe I'll, do something like this where I start making it melodic. Right, and then maybe I'll strum these notes. Oops. But I'm just like, man, I wish that, I could take this further, but I don't know how to play and I don't know where to go. So if you know what a secondary dominant is, this is going to make it very easy. So remember how I said it's any chord that's not the 1 or the 5. So the easiest way to figure out how to use the secondary dominant and what to use is the secondary is remember the dominant is all about transitioning to the next chord, right? So transitioning to the next chord is what this circle of fifths and the circle of fourths is all about, right? So if we know that, we could say, okay, so we have our 5 chord here. Let's put it back into root position, right? And I'm gonna take this back and I'm gonna add a transition chord here, right? And the way that I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna take the 5th, right? Right? Because this 5th is going to be the dominant of this chord. All right. So now I just go into my macros, use the dominant 7th, and the dominant 7th voicing, and what you're going to notice when we look at this in the terms of scale quantize is this this G sharp chord not in the scale, right? This B chord not in the scale. But watch what happens if I bump this down an octave and we play it. Just listen. Do you see how much more sophisticated that sounds than just working with those 3 chords? Now and you can use this with any chord. You just take the 5th of the chord that you want to transition to, bring that back out, and you can use the Studio One macro to go ahead and build it as a dominant chord. Or if you don't have Studio One, all you need to do is take the 5th, right? Draw a major chord and then add a major 7th and just bring that major 7th down 1 semitone. And that's a dominant chord. Or if you have FL Studio, you have the chord stamp for the dominant chords. Like every DAW has like some type of hack for drawing this chord in, and it's super important. And I feel like I don't see a lot of people using it, and it really is the key to getting your transitions down, to getting a vintage sound. Like this is one of the reasons why your vintage samples don't sound vintage. If you have like, if you can utilize this, you don't need RC20 or a whole bunch of extra stuff. Like your music is going to sound the way that people composed back in those times. I know like a lot of people, when you compose in a piano roll and you're not used to playing instruments by ear, you're looking for parameters. So this is just another set of parameters that's outside of scale quantize, right? You could turn scale quantize off. You can use this and you're going to get closer to the sound of those musicians that say like, dude, I don't know what I played, I just played it. This is going to help you get to the kind of stuff that they do. So this is CMP with Craftmaster Productions. You guys hit me up in the comments if there's any confusion, or if you guys want to talk about this further. I can go on and on about this because this is super fun. Keep it simple, but do not be basic, and we will see you on the next one.